who are the Filipino ethnic groups?
I don't know. Let's figure out today. We know some. We know there's Filipinos.
We know languages. I don't know
Yeah.
if we know groups. I know we know like Tagalog, obviously, Ilonggo, Bisaya, and there's different dialects in
Cebuano.
Bisaya. There's the one with the C, the Mexican
Chavacano,
Chavacano,
something like that.
There's I know that Bisaya in Mindanao and Bisaya in Cebu, it's the same language, but they sound slightly different. And then that also goes to like Bisaya and other languages in different islands. They all have like different little twists, and that's very interesting.
So in this video, we're going to learn a little bit more about that and possibly the reasoning behind that, because we're going to learn about the ethnic groups.
It's a really short video, surprisingly, but I thought the topic was kind of interesting to check out.
Because we're traveling around the Philippines, so we get to experience this. And if you want to experience our travels with us, go check out the link in the description. We're actually in Mindanao at the moment, traveling around on that channel, so you can see our experience in the Bisaya area.
It's beautiful, it's friendly, and we eat so much food your heart couldn't even take it. Like literally, we're about to have a heart attack.
Yes, so go check it out. Link in the description.
But anyways, we are going to see what these groups are. I mean, all over the islands. I don't know how in-depth this is going to get, being only 4 minutes. I bet this could be like a 3-hour-long video.
So if you want to be in depth, leave a comment about your ethnic group or other one if you want.
Information is good. We're probably going to end up going to a lot of these places with these different ethnic groups, so it'll be really cool. Here we go.
The Philippines is the 5th largest island
And I don't know why this random British wanker is telling us about
the Philippines.
country in the world and contains over 7,600.
Hey, let's look at this map already. Oh, they're not even showing down here.
Oh, wow.
Tracker.
The 27 million people they're just cutting off that map.
Wow, there's a lot.
And we know like northern Luzon can get very is its own very different ethnic group, I believe.
40 islands. It is also home to over 100 million people and over 185 different ethnic groups. The top 4 ethnic groups in the Philippines include the Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, and Bisaya. Yet the country is home to a slew of other ethnic groups, each with their own traditions and customs. With a pre-history of ancient human activity dating back to at least 709,000 years.
Very intense
the
about
Philippines
this.
is truly a remarkable place of exploration to learn more about our human story.
Who are the Filipinos?
47,000 years ago, there existed a landmass known as Sunda, and it connected mainland Southeast Asia to the Philippines. Sundaland allowed the first wave of human migrants who left Africa more than 70,000 years ago to enter into the archipelago. Basal Australasian, which is a core DNA component found high in groups like the Andamanese and Papuans, is also found high in over 30 different ethnic groups within the Philippines, the most notable of which are the Aita in Luzon, the Ati in the Visayas, and the Mamanwa in Mindanao. Luzon is the biggest island in the Philippines and is home to over 53 million people. It is here within these mountain ranges that we find a people unlike any other, the Igorot.
Okay,
Both
I think that's what
Igorot
I
men
was.
and women ordain themselves in intricate anthropomorphic and geometric tattoos, and this tradition of tattooing can be found across an array of other Austronesian groups. Most notably, the Igorot are known to be the only group who resisted direct Spanish rule. The Igorot and other Cordilleran groups serve as the best model for the first wave of Austronesian people to enter into the Philippines. Their ancestors left Taiwan between 7,000 to 3,000 years ago and would spread all across the archipelago, transforming it radically.
Interesting. From
The
Taiwan.
south of the Philippines is home to some of the most beautiful beaches. It has a culture like no other, being dubbed the land of promises for its untapped nature and beautiful coastlines. In the 14th century, because of trade with Arab merchants, the mighty Brunei Empire started to spread its influence into the Philippines. The people who converted to Islam came to be known as the Moros, and today in the southern parts of the Philippines, their descendants number in their millions. For most of their history, these people have been nomadic seafaring people who live off by subsistence.
Can you imagine living on that?
Yeah.
That's insane.
You gotta imagine that, you gotta make some repairs every once in a while here.
What happens when the typhoons come?
You'd hope that they get informed and then they just get out of there, but who knows?
Fishing. They keep close to the shore by erecting houses on stilts and travel using a lepa, handmade boats which many still use today. Before the Spanish arrived, the Philippines was at the fringes of many Buddhist, Hindu and Muslim empires that spanned for over 6 centuries. Empires like the Srivijaya.
Interesting. Hindu, Buddhist, and Islam, and then Christianity is just what
Yep.
after all of that. That's so interesting.
Muslim empires that spanned for over 6 centuries. Empires like the Srivijaya and Majapahit had a lasting effect on the archipelago. In 1564,
buttocks.
Oh, there's some boobies in there too.
Oh, that's inappropriate.
Oh, no.
archipelago was
This didn't go too well for the
had a
old
lasting
Magellan, I don't
effect on
think.
the archipelago. In
I
15
remember in elementary school, I did Magellan was my explorer project for that subject or whatever, and it was like, oh, and I remember having to say that long ago. I guess that's probably the first time I ever heard of the Philippines was in elementary school, and he died in the Philippines, and I had no idea anything about the Philippines or that I would go there one day and stay there for 9 months.
Rip Magellan. I don't know.
He's probably a bad dude.
Yeah, he probably was. I imagine he probably was. So maybe not Rip, but who knows? Maybe he did some good stuff. I don't know.
1564, the archipelago was renamed to the Philippines by the Spanish, who named it in honor of King Philip II of Spain. During this 300-year period, the culture of the Philippines was radically impacted. Today, up to 90% of all Filipinos adhere to Roman Catholicism, making it the 3rd largest Catholic country after Brazil and Mexico. I hope by now you can see that the
The
Philippines...
Spanish, Brazil, and Mexico. I guess that's the Portuguese also with Brazil, but that's crazy to think.
identity is not just a monolith, but in fact comprises of delicate layers which have all contributed to the establishment of a broad Austronesian family. More videos about the Austronesians will be
Very,
underway.
very interesting.
We get to learn basically that coming from Indonesia and other areas of Southeast Asia is where some of the influence comes from, and then from Taiwan also, and then obviously from Papua New Guinea, and then from the Spanish as well. So it's a lot of mixing in there.
And we learned that those dang Spaniards, their colonization and all of that, they were very good at converting locals.
There's all of these influences coming in, and then all of a sudden the Spanish come in, and then everything it just revolves around the Spanish.
I can't imagine the terrible things they did to convert people.
I was about to say maybe it has to do with the fact that they had large weapons at their disposal.
They did.
So that's always something.
So anyway, if you're from Spain, you're a terrible
Yeah, we're gonna hold you accountable for what your ancestors
says
did.
Americans.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a joke. People nowadays are not directly related or not directly responsible for their ancestors' actions.
Nor are they responsible for their country's actions either.
So remember that before you blame people.
Some people aren't good, and that's obviously true.
Just ask for their voting record, and then who they vote for, you can be like, wait, you voted for that person.
Seems like it's not too personal or anything.
Nope. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let us know more information in the comments. I mean, we know very little about this stuff, and it's a lot of brief things that we've heard. So the more we know is good.
Because we are spending a lot of time in the Philippines.
Yeah. And we probably can barely even tell the difference between the Tagalog, Bisaya, Ilonggo, any of the other languages. They probably just sound very similar to us. But somebody that speaks it, they're like, oh, this version of this language I speak is slightly different. But for us, it's like, oh.
It just goes right over.
It sounds the same.
Wow.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.